Welcome back to Data Analysis Session 4. This is Rami Musigi. We're going over pivot charts, maps, and 3D maps. Pivot charts is a visual representation of a pivot table in Excel. It is a very useful tool that is a built-in feature of Microsoft Excel. It allows you to organize and summarize selected columns and rows of data in a spreadsheet to obtain a desired report to help in visualization of data. Let's see how it works. This is a pivot table that we created during our last session. As you can see, we have filtered based on sales rep, and it is showing the regions, which is Central, East, West, and total units are sold within those regions based on quarters and years. Let's create pivot chart. Right here, as you notice, when you click on side of your pivot table, you have two tabs showing up, Analyze and Design. Under the Analyze, there's a button called Pivot Charts. Click on that, and a chart appears. Same thing as a regular charting. It does have different types, and each one can be 2D or 3D. Let's select the very first one, which is cluster column, and click OK. Here's our pivot chart. Now, you can copy and paste your chart in a separate sheet for presentation purposes, or you can use your Analyze button and move your chart. If you move your chart, this is what happens. Click on Move, New Sheet. We call it Pivot Chart 1, and it creates for you automatically a brand new sheet. It is nice, it will work, but you cannot increase the size any other way. It restricts you a bit. Let's say we are on our pivot table. We created our chart. Let's create our chart again. Pivot chart. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is copy and paste this one. Control C, and I create a brand new sheet. Rename it as Pivot Chart 2. Okay. And then I will paste it in here. Now, as you can see, I can increase the size any way I want to. Let's say I make this one large like this. Keep it here. Okay. If you're presenting your chart, you probably do not want to show your pivot chart fields. So it would be nice if I can get rid of this. You can always click on your X to close it. Or you could have gone to Analyze, click on Field List. Either or will do the same thing. Now let's see some designs. If I bring the chart down, this is what we have right now. How about this? That looks nice. How about this one? This looks better. I like the style 8, so I'm just going to use that one. Now under our pivot chart, we change our style, and we also notice they are a little different from regular charting. That is, I have buttons in here. This is my filter button based on our sales rep. This tells us this chart is based on sum of units sold. This tells us our charts legend, which is based on our central, east, and west, which is based on region, and also our x-axis, in this case, is quarters, or we drill it down to years. Let's take a look at our pivot table. Quarters and years, quarters and years, that's how you have it. Of course, we can turn these things off by collapse fields. Now it's showing only based on quarters. We can bring it back by drill it down. Supposedly I don't want to show these. So what do I have to do? You can go to your Analyze again, click on your field buttons. These are all what is showing right now. You can click on Hide All, and all of those buttons are gone. I can go back and turn off that Hide All, and brings everything back. Or I can just turn individual ones off. Let's say our filtered button right on top goes away, and let's bring it back. Or our legend field button, the region gone. Okay, let's bring that one back. Let's see how our chart works based on those filters. Right now, I'm looking at all the sales reps included in our chart. Supposedly, I wanted to exclude, let's say we wanted to include only Morgan, Smith, and Howard. Let's put Andrew in it. Say OK. These are all units sold based on those 4 sales reps. Let's bring everyone back. Let's say we are interested only see for East. So the chart changes to East. If I change my filter to East and West, so it shows East and West for us. Now we can select all, goes back to that one. We can change our quarters, or we can say we don't want all the years, we're only interested in 2014, so it's only quarters in 2014 will show up. So as you can see, it is a very powerful tool, specifically for presenting your chart to your clients or your board or your managers, whoever on the other side is. The other things can be done. You can change your formats. Your text can change as you go through each one of the text. As you can see, I can turn it to yellow, red, so on and so forth. You can change your outline, you can change your text effects if you want, and your word art can change. Your background changes, and different type of borders. There are many ways you can shape the fields, change. You can go back to your design and then change colors. If you don't like those colors, you can go to different type of color. Palette 2, we'll do this. Palette 3, 4. I think I like the very first one. The palette 1 is actually nice. Okay. You can change your formats that way. Also, and you can change your type by changing lines, any one of them that you are interested, it will work on the same way. Okay, let's say changing pie to this one, and this is how it looks like. I think I'd like to go back to what I had before. Okay, there's another part also. It's called Insert Slicer. If I turn off all my buttons or some of my buttons, I can use a different type. If I just want to use a slicer for it, I will do it. But I can click on a slicer. Say we wanted to do based on items. Click on OK. Then I have my items showing up right here. You also can change the style of your. Let's say I am changing it based on, I want to see by all the pens that was sold. So this is only all the pens that are sold, or pencils that are sold. Or I want to have a multi-select. If you notice, Alt S, it does multi-select. Okay, let's click on multi-select and then select them all. So it all will show up. Next, we're moving to maps.
Data analysis, map charts. You can use a map chart to compare values and show categories across a geographical region. Use it when you have geographical regions in your data, like countries, regions, states, counties, or postal code. A few things you should know. First, map chart is available in Excel 2016 or newer. We have two types of map charts, by value, by category. You have only one variable per map. Map chart can only plot high-level geographical details, so cities, latitude and longitudes, and street address mapping isn't supported. And if you're using counties and cities that are shared names with others, may cause an error or incorrect data. Mapping is supported by Bing Map, so you need an internet connection to update map if you are making any changes to your data. Just want you to be aware of these potential limitations that may exist at the time of this video recording. Let's dive into it. Supposedly we have zip codes here, case types, the amounts that was spent for cases. What we have to do is highlight what you need to, let's say, zip code and case type. Go to Insert, select Map, and click. Here it is. You have your map chart set up. It's the first one. And this is easily can be changed as you need to change your backgrounds or any other things. You can go in. First, I will double click in here and go to series options. Here you have choices, map projections. These are something that's not part of this course, but I'm going to going over the map area. Map area could be only regions with data. In this case, showing Atlantic County for New Jersey. State, province, or county regions. Of course, it can be multiple countries, regions, and world. In this case, we are interested with only regions with data. And map labels, we can have best fit labels. Since it's based on zip codes, we'll display the zip codes. And none. You can also use the chart elements. You can have chart title or not having it, legend, or change your legend by going down here on the right side, top, left, bottom. In this case, I'm interested on the right side. And also data labels. So you can put in what labels that you want to put in this case types. Of course, you can use different styles. Has the automatic styles available to you, which one to use for charting. I think I will stick with the first one. It's much better. You can change your coloring schemes. You can go to monochrome if you want to. I think I'm going to still stick with the first color schemes. And if you need to change your titles, you can select whatever you want. Now, let's try another thing. Let's say we are planning to just individualize each map. Let's delete our map. I will insert a table. In this case, it starts from A2. And it does have headers. Now I have my table set up in this case. The reason I want to do this because I like to use my filters and see what happens to my map. So let's say we are inserting our map again. One thing I like to do is I like to resize my map to what I wanted to see. Then I don't want this map to be changing as I change my criteria. Therefore I go to my size and properties, go to the size, make that one log aspect ratio. Under properties, don't move or size with cells. Now, also, we would like to show only region with data. So if I go in and I qualify, let's say case type into criminal, it only shows that. Or select all, and I go change my zip code. Shows that. Let's say we are interested in 8217. Let's put our data label. Instead of data label, let's put our so we know what we're looking at, and then change our criteria. Let's say 08205. And 08205 will show. This concludes our map charts.
Now we are going to map 3D maps. In this case, we have country, region, populations, and population in millions. Let's take our country and population in millions. We go in, select 3D map, open 3D map, select it, and here we have our lists showing right here. You can change your field lists if you wish. our layer already has country and population sum. So we can say, I don't like this one, I delete that one. I'm just going to add a field for the height, and I'm selecting populations. On a scene, I already changed my values. It usually automatically comes with the 10 seconds and 0.3. For effect, I changed that one to 0.25 and scene for 100 seconds. And I'm changing to effect to as a rotate, so we can actually rotate this. And effects speed is perfectly good right now. I'm not changing that one. Click on change. It's ready as a board map. Now let's get rid of that and then play the tour and play from beginning. And here we have a 3D map using Excel. Now, of course, I inflated the size at about 300% for the height, so it shows a little larger. So you should have some kind of effect. This is Excel using 3D map.